Hello and welcome everyone again into another video, and I apologize for the last video because it was muted, and to be honest I didn't have time to fix it as I am working until a very late hour and I only had like 30 minutes to record. So usually, like, whenever there is a Windows update, for some reason the Windows update removes the default settings for the audio for the video recording app. So basically that's why it gets muted every once in a while. Whenever there's like a huge Windows update, expect the video to be muted. It's like, Castle, why don't you double check them? Well, I only had 30 minutes to record it, so no time to double check. And yeah, and glad it's fixed now until next Windows update, basically. So I wanted to play Open Great League, and I'm like, I don't know what to run, so let's just stick Medi, Licky, Umbreon together, as we expect people to have Catch Cup Elo. I don't know what if you guys understand what that means, but Catch Cup Elo means like we have a very inflated Elo right now, so we just punch them with the 3 meta teams, and you rely on some small outplays or misplays here and there to win some games. Like, as an example, here I miscounted by 1 lick, and I ended up not being able to catch for some reason. So in this matchup here, you want to throw a Psychic because you don't expect the opponent to shield, but I don't know why I threw the other one. Technically, in my defense, I woke up today at 6:30 and I finished work, and then I had to work 3 hours after. Then I had to go do some shopping because it's Black Friday. And after shopping, I had to go live because I go live every Friday. So if you haven't subscribed to my Twitch live stream, and I queued into the only guy who still refused to remove Mega Horn from Umbreon. Tremendously embarrassing, Crimson would say. So you don't run Mega Horn on Clodsire unless you queue into me, okay? That's the only case I would see it like having a play, because no one runs Umbreon nowadays. It's like, oh yeah, so I've seen Umbreon here and there. Yeah, you've seen it because you recognize it, so you always can expect yourself to see it. But to be honest, I haven't seen it's like that many Umbreons, or that many Lanturns. I don't know why Lantern is not as it's not relevant anymore. Like, the Pokemon is still Omega strong. I understand that it loses to Superior, but to be fair, it beats everything else. Like, Lantern is crazy good. So here I was just throwing, and opponent was just playing extremely well, and yeah, I deserve to lose this game as I wasn't prepared. That was the first battle of the stream, so we say this was a warm-up battle. Okay, let's be honest. So lucky they are lucky that was the warm-up battle. So here we have a horrible lead, and we have 2 answers, so that's why you always swap. Opponent throwing means they don't have the best Licky answer, so I'm like, I'm not gonna throw anything. I'm just gonna wait until they try to catch. And here we throw an amazing timing. To be honest, I didn't expect myself to have that good timing, especially another good timing. Yasser, that's so good. Yeah, so in this match you need to throw after 1 lick, or like after odd numbers of licks. So ideally you want let them throw, do 1 lick, then throw. That's what we call it a perfect timing. Now here the opponent is trying to farm me down. So here I missed a bunch of bubbles for some reason, and the opponent thought they can win this, and they didn't. So we end up flipping swap, and now that Sableye is switch locked against my Umbreon. I overfarmed by 1 because I expected them to catch, but they didn't catch. They are throwing, which sounds good. Like, what do you have in the back? Gligar or something? No, it's actually Carbink. This is horrendous, dude. This is so bad. Now we just swap, and Medi beats Carbink because we take resisted and we do neutral damage. And as long as you win this, as long as you have shields. If you don't have shields, you don't win this. Shady Agent says call the bait. I'm like, dude, I am too tired to call baits. Let me just use my shields. Leave me alone, chat. They are molding in chat. I'm like, please leave me alone. I don't think I have enough brain capacity to call baits, okay? Call bait this time. I'm like, no, I'm just shielding, and it ended up being a good shield. I expected this, and I was actually trying to swap out, but I think the game did not let me, or I don't know. I don't trust my judgment right now, as I've been awake for almost from 6:30 until 11. So we're talking about 4 plus 4.5 plus, yeah, almost 16 hours up. 16 to 17, I don't know. So here opponent swap to Frostlass, and whenever opponent swaps in Frostlass, that means they are trying to bait out Lickitung. So what you do is you don't go Lickitung, you go Umbreon. Why you go Umbreon? Because Frostlass wins the 0 against Lickitung, so you don't want to play that. You would prefer to go to a Pokemon that dominates against their swap in every shield scenario. So if you go Licky, you have to play the 1, which means opponent can just play the 0 and they will leave the swap with a shield advantage. Plus, you win the swap and then they will farm and leave with lots of energy because Dunsparce beats Lickitung, right? So what you do is you go Umbreon here. And now I think I made a mistake by throwing Foul Play. You should be committing to the last result as it does more damage. And yeah, you can see that I lived another one. Now you go Medi, they have Venusaur. Well, to be fair, it ended up being, I thought like so they have some, I don't know, some Trevenant in the back. Or like some Cresselia, and they were trying to beat out the Lickitung, but they didn't. I think if they have Cresselia over Venusaur, they would have like slightly better team, but the problem with their team is that they have Dunsparce, and Dunsparce is just a horrible Pokemon right now. The lack of stab damage hurts a lot, like Lickitung. Benefits from having a 1-turn fast move, which is Lick. Yes, it's non-stab, but it's a 1-turn fast move, so the damage always rounds up, so the stab doesn't even matter. The stab damage doesn't even matter most of the time on 1-turn fast moves. And it has Body Slam, which is an amazing charge move. So yeah. So I will get lots of comments like, what's a good replacement for Licky? I always say Umbreon. This time I have them together. So if you don't have Licky, I don't know what to tell you. It's like, oh, what's a good replacement? Send me your account and I will catch a Lickitung for you, my friend. No, I'm just joking, okay? Don't be like, oh, I sent my account yesterday to catch me a Licky and then he changed the password. No, don't send me. Don't do anything, okay? I'm like, I am so done from this question. What is a good replacement for Licky? I'm like, there isn't. Trust me, if there is a Pokemon that's better replacement than Licky, I would have used it. Trust me. I would have literally used it. There is no even close Pokemon to as good as Licky. Maybe Gligar, maybe Umbreon. I'm not gonna tell you like Munchlax or Snorlax like other people. They aren't, okay? If they are better, I would have used them. If they are close to be as good, I would have used them just for the video. Here, opponent is using Talonflame. Talonflame is a Bozo Pokemon. It's so bad that they are always stuck in the fast move animation, which means you can always snipe them. I did 3 here. I think I do 3 after, so I'm gonna do 3 just in case I needed to do damage. I needed to do because I'm 1 counter away, which means I can do it before they register their energy. So here, opponent switch into their own Venusaur. So now I can beat this I can win this game as long as they let me kill the Veno. So I think we do 2 in a row. No, we just insta throw. Never mind. So what's the play now? The play now is basically farm down, do 1 then throw. No, do 3. Okay, throw on good timing. So now I live with 1 HP. My switch is up. So I was waiting to see a fast move because if I swap, they might insta throw, right? So I wait to see the fast move and then I swap and throw the move. So that was a good play on my end. Let's be honest. Opponent outplayed me in game 1, so we returned the favor here into a different opponent. Opponent is leading Gligar. They aren't swapping, which means they will aerial ace and go to their own Lickitung. This matchup usually takes 3 to 4 hours, so I'm just gonna skip. So it's like 3 hours later, and the matchup is still going. 2 hours after, well, the matchup is still going. What did you expect? Okay. Oh my, okay. Eventually, they won the swap. Yeah. Now we just commit to the full farm down, and Gligar against Medi is so scuffed of a matchup because once you land the Ice Punch, you should have no problem. They don't have the Shadow one. I tried to catch here, but we didn't end up catching. I insta-throw expecting it will be good timing, but this is actually bad timing. If you aren't aware of the timing, let them throw first. So they built up to the Dynamic Punch. So I'm like, I'm just gonna shield, okay? I'm gonna shield. If you're building the Dynamic Punch and you land and I shield a Dynamic Punch, that's my win con. So Umbreon against Medi, you always need to land a last resort. Keep this in mind. You need to land the last resort, okay? Umbreon against Medi, what do you need to land? type in the comment section below so you don't forget it. I tried to swap here to catch a move. They did not end up throwing. So now what I need to do is I need to overfarm slightly and then throw. And now if they shield, I have a win con. They did shield. So we go for the full farm down. And now we need to farm them down. So I'm shielding. And I'm hoping that they aren't close to the move. They ended up digging for some reason. Well, technically they don't get to do. So we swap, we throw. And the game came into one fast move. From actually an RPS game into being short to one fast move, that's actually as close as it can get. Opponent swapped in Trevenant. They are again trying to bait out the Licky, so don't swap in Licky. Go Umbreon. Don't fall for the bait. What's the play here? Just farm down at this point, because here's the thing: if your Licky is bad IV, you lose the 0 to Trevenant. But no matter how horrible your Umbreon IV is, you destroy Trevenant. So in this matchup, opponent is trying to stall the clock. I threw in bad timing here because I was expecting them to throw in good timing, which means if I do one more, they will just KO me. But they ended up letting me get to another one. I think this is a huge mistake on their end. Yeah, they ended up throwing regardless. And so now they have a loaded Pokemon, but they don't have HP. So one counter should do enough damage to KO them. And I think this game is GG. There is no world where they can beat Medi plus Licky from one Pokemon. The only Pokemon that could do it is something that resists Lick and does super effective to Medi, which is probably Pidgeot with Gust. But the thing is, Pidgeot doesn't have HP. So I ended up swapped here because I wanted to bait out the Umbreon. I know there is always an Umbreon with DD. I missed some bubbles here due to frame drops, but we ended up getting the excellent regardless. I think you can miss like an entire 5 bubbles at the same time. You can still get to the excellent if you are on normal Pokemon. I mean, if you're using a normal charge move, to be more accurate. So now what do? We skip for 2 hours after, okay? And we go to Medi, so they won the swap. We go to Medi, and then we fast move them all the way down. We don't throw anything here. Why? We need all this energy. So they bring it back DD, I swap, and opponent surprisingly is not swapping out, which tells me that they don't have an answer. So what's the play here? Well, I'm just gonna throw these moves because it doesn't matter what they bring. If they catch, I cannot prevent it because my switch is locked. So whatever they bring in, I have to throw this move on. Since they stayed in too long, that means they don't have an answer. And so now, what's the play? I need to shield here because Umbreon is gonna win me the game. So I'm throwing here on trying to throw in good timing. And now we shielded. So opponent is staying in. The opponent desynced the clock by too much, which helped me in farming their A/slash with two counters. And now I have 2 Pokemons that are almost loaded with so much energy. They have Deoxys defense with 2 shields, and now he's just gonna shield bad moves. I think they are gonna just farm me all the way down. I'm just gonna throw these ice punches, and all I need to do is just to get to 2 foul plays on my Umbreon. I think I can Snarl down at this point, but I saw that I'm too close to get to 2 moves. So technically throwing the move would be more ideal here, because if I commit, I need to do 1 more Snarl. So this was slightly faster, and we should win this game. I think there is 2 more battles. Dude, I'm so tired. And it's too late, and I need to wake up in 6 hours. So hopefully, guys, if you appreciate the content, please give it a follow, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I will try my best to do as much content the last week to help those people who haven't hit legend and they are close and they are looking for some teams, some advices. So here's the thing with this team, this team is just too bulky, which means you're gonna end up shielding Umbreon, Licky, or these stuff. So I would rather shield Medi, to be honest. So I tried to swap here, and here's the thing: in the Licky against Sandslash, if you guys are paying attention, I'm throwing Power Whip, even though it's resisted wide. If you land a Power Whip, you can win the 0, as long as their A/slash is not a great IV. If they have a solid IV, they win the 0, I think. I am not sure if this is how correct that is. Yeah, see, we just dominated that matchup. So now we have 3 Pokemons against 2, and they have a Gligar. They tried to catch, but I didn't even try to throw because I'm expecting them to do something, because they are just gonna get outnumbered. That was bad timing, but on my defense, that was a frame drop, and the game did one extra fast move for no reason. So now, as you guys can see, I have an Ice Punch, and they need to farm me all the way down, but I have a shield, and now I have an Ice Punch. So all we need to do, throw this Ice Punch, and this game should be a good game. And we move to the last one, and we have a Medi into Sableye. This is a horrible lead. So people be like, oh, you actually only post when you win lead. No, I literally don't delete battles. I think there was a battle that was deleted here because like I lost due to me making lots of mistakes, and it was the first battle of the stream. So technically there is nothing you guys can get, like there's not that many information you guys can get it from, because I try to feature battles where I do a good play, where my opponent play well, or where is a situation where I need to play this lead. It's like, okay, this is how you play this lead, this is how you play this lead. But sometimes if I ended up throwing, there's no point of featuring those battles because you're not gonna get anything. If you want to watch me losing, just watch my stream. You can see all the battles there. I tapped 1 fast move and then threw, but we ended up doing 2 fast moves because this game is just stupid sometimes, and there is so many bugs. To be fair, my phone is just 4 years old, so there is some blame on my end due to having an old phone, because I looked up that bug, and people who have new phones has technically better game performance. And here opponent has having a Swampert. So in this matchup, since all we need to get is reliable damage, we just throw Ice Punches. So yeah, if you want to get rid of the frame drops, technically you need a better phone. You would still get it, but way less. They built up to EQ, so I don't know about them throwing dead. So I need to insta throw, and at this point all we need to do is just farming down everything, and that should be it. Thank you so much everyone for watching. Hope you guys enjoy these battles. If you enjoy these battles, make sure to leave a like. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and see you in the next one. Peace.